Start video. All right, we're live on YouTube, so let's run it.
Are we live?
We're live. What do you want to start?
All right. Here, I'm looking at your live. Actually, it doesn't show anything.
Yeah, probably because you just started. I just started.
I'm the one person in.
Oh.
Here, let me real quick listen to the audio.
54 subscribers. How many other people did you get to subscribe to me?
I don't know, like whatever the fuck. Here, hold on, wait. Can they hear me on YouTube?
Yeah, it's all good for me. I didn't see all the stuff on YouTube, so we're good. Everyone can hear you.
All right, yeah. So, okay, I was just checking.
All right, we ready?
All right. I want to wait for more people to join or now?
No, dude.
I'm gonna light the stream on my phone.
No one's gonna come into the YouTube stream. I'm telling you.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set a stopwatch. So we get mid intro, mid outro. You know, each person. Here, I'm gonna do this as close as I can to the mic. Ew. All right. So here's what we're. All right. So you want me to start off minute intro?
Sure.
All right. So we'll start with our first topic here: immigration. I'm gonna start my intro in about 3, 2, 1. Well, I think Kanye West would be better. Kanye West and Nick Fuentes would be better for immigration. You know, we know they're not going to be controlled by their donors, right? They know the problems that are in ICE. They want an immigration hole, which has many economic benefits, right? They're not going to be, they're not going to pull out of situations due to what their donors are saying. You know, they are going to be committed to the problems that we have in immigration, right? So that's all the time I really need there. Take it away.
Yeah, sure. So, I guess I'll say that we don't really know a lot about JD Vance. I think that he's kind of quiet as a vice president. I think that if you kind of conflate Donald Trump's views with JD Vance's views, it would just be wrong to do that. I think JD Vance, maybe I'm gonna assume here or suppose. I think you maybe even might agree with this. I think that a lot of things JD Vance says might not even be his beliefs. It's just so he can have the back of Trump, and they want it in a big fight, right? Because if that happens, we know Trump is one of the most divisive figures in United States history. He's a very divisive guy. He's not helping unite America, which is really bad. So, therefore, I think that JD Vance's views might even be different. We don't really know JD Vance's views on immigration down to it. I think
45 seconds.
they're what?
45 seconds, by the way. I was just letting you know because we do a minute intros
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
keep.
Anyways, yeah. So that's what I have to say on that. We don't know JD Vance's views particularly, but I guess that we could debate Kanye West's views. But that's fine.
All right, yeah. You actually timed it out there to exactly a minute. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna start a 15-minute timer here.
For just like back and forth.
Yeah, back and forth. I mean, I guess I'll start because I'm making, the claim.
No, actually, I want to talk about your thing. Kanye West,
What's
Kanye
my
West,
thing?
Kanye West and Fuentes not bought out by donors. They said the same exact thing about Donald Trump in 2016.
Hold on, wait, hold on,
He's
wait. We haven't even
not.
started. Oh,
No, yeah, start, dude. It's fine. Start it,
Wait,
bro.
just hold on. I
Start,
didn't even start the time.
yeah, start the timer.
Go.
Yeah, I mean, they said the same thing about Trump in 2016. They said the exact same thing. Yeah, okay. Trump isn't gonna do it. Trump's for us. What do we have now? Donald Trump takes millions and millions of dollars to Israel, from Israel. He does a lot of these things. If you're gonna sit here and tell me that they won't, oh guys, trust me, Bentley, this time they won't be bought out. Believe me, Kanye West, the rapper, he won't be bought out by Israel when he needs money for his campaign, or Nick Fuentes needs money for his campaign, because campaigns are expensive, like crazy expensive. Like I think Kamala Harris spent $1 billion and lost. She lost badly. So therefore, on this thing, it's like, okay, but he won't be bought out. We don't know that. It's you're presupposing it, and that's really bad.
Well, I think it's fair for me to presuppose it, right? And then, we can later get into policy claims. I think it's fair for me to presuppose it. You can't convince me Kanye West and Nick Fuentes, who are inherently, they're pro-Palestine. right? You can't convince me that they're going to be up on that they're going to be giving a speech at an APAC event. You just can't convince me of that. Nick Fuentes is outspoken. He's spoken a lot about the harsh acts of the IDF, Assad. So you can't convince me that they're going to be bought out. You know, JD Vance, what did he accept? Like $11 million from APAC. Trump accepted $230 million. Who knows how much? Rubio, I don't even know how much he accepted. I think it was around $8 million, somewhere near that Vance range. So you know, you can't convince me that somebody who's pro-Israel or somebody who's anti-Israel is going to take the same. It's going to take the same amount of money. You know, it's just
I'm not
you know
talking about Israel.
you
I'm not
have to
talking.
make that
I'm not
you have
talking.
to make that.
You assumed that bought out by Israel.
Well, you
Other
said
people,
that
other corporations have power of the American government other than Israel.
it was one.
What? Just like other corporations that give people money, like
Name one.
Microsoft. Warren Buffett gives politicians money. Like Donald Trump used to give politicians money. These people give their politicians money. It's not only Israel. Like this is. It's like, do you really believe Israel's the only people, or like Jews are the only people that give like these politicians money?
No, but I don't think that you fully know
Yeah, why
the
is that?
extent of
Yeah, why? I mean,
politicians.
no, I wasn't
So
talking.
okay,
No,
you're
why
talking
are
about
you
the
assuming? Why are you already assuming
these
Israel?
big corporate. Hold on, these big corporations. First off, these big corporations are typically liberal founded, so we can maybe see more of that evidence on the left, right? But like here, we can already give evidence. True, you can just look at Kanye's campaign in 2020 and just clearly say, no, he didn't take any money. Kanye ran in 2020. Kanye took no money from donors, right? And then if you just look at the money, if you just look at what Trump has taken, right? You know, you look at 230 million from APAC, right? And then you look at things like the Minneapolis incident, right? Trump, or not even the Minneapolis incident. Let's just talk about the beginning of when these deportations started, right? We started off hot off the bat. Tom Homan, we were going to meat packing factories, right? Home Depot, places where these illegal immigrants work or found, right? Later, we railed it back on the deportations. Why is that? Because traditional conservatives are pro mass amnesty, right? Trump gets a call from his
Yeah.
donors and it's like says essentially, hey, you need to tone it back on these deportations, right? It's bad for business. It's bad for us, right? And then, you know, along with other things, Vance and Rubio will never be pro an immigration law, because it's better for the higher ends of our country, right? The more elite workers in our country, business owners, right? But it hurts the middle class. Like an immigration halt right now, illegally, legally, would benefit our country, and there's just no disproving about that. So you know, feel free to pick and choose there.
I mean, yeah, JD Vance has advocated for a small immigration halt. Um, like
When did
stopping programs that would allow like I guess immigrants to come work. But even then, I would say that I'm also
like
not
which
for
one?
an immigration hold. I can find it for you, or we can sit here and say, okay, where exactly is it? And then I can say, source National Catholic Reporter. Oh, you like that? Here you go. You'll like this one. Jewish
Hold
Telegraphic
on, I'm sorry.
Agency.
Can you repeat that again? I didn't hear.
Yeah, JD Vance, stopping immigration is the best way to curb anti-Semitism in the U.S. So he's using it to get at Israel. Anyways, I'm not even here to argue that because I don't think we need to stop immigration. You're saying, oh, well, it hurts the middle class. Stopping illegal immigration, sure, but those people would be a part of the middle class. So, I mean, if we're going to sit here and be like, well, actually, native born citizens are more superior to people who came over here and want to live the American dream, that's stupid. That's a lie. That's, it's honestly, it might be racist, bro. And I'll,
Well, there's no argument to be made off superiority, but it's your job as the president of the United States to put your people first, right? There's just no debate
yeah, but
about
they do
that.
become your
It
people
is.
if they come into the country illegally. That's when they are now American people.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Some guy in Uganda is like, I'm thinking about immigrating to the U.S. He's now like, or just anybody around the
Yeah, they
world,
go through the
just some
process.
from like,
Absolutely, they are American.
really,
They go through the
really.
process. Yeah, they go through the process. They're American.
We should prioritize non-American people who aren't even citizens yet over people living in
People
the
in here
country.
legally, like that would, I guess, want to have jobs and want to feed
People
their
who
families.
want people
And so
who
they come
want
over
to
here
come here
legally.
legally.
Hold on. They wait in that process for 10, 15 years. I mean, we're sitting here and acting like U.S. citizens are happy about being U.S. citizens. No, U.S. citizens hate America. I think maybe like people who went through the system. Like I have a friend. He went. His dad went through the system. He loves America. You go to the average, I feel like you go to the average teenager in like New York or California, they're gonna tell you, yeah, I don't like America. We're on stolen land. That's what they're gonna tell you. And you're gonna sit here and you're gonna be like, oh yeah, we should prioritize these guys because they definitely love America more than the people who waited 10, 15 years to get in the country. What are you talking about?
Well, it's not about, first of all, it's not about loving America, right? It is your job, right? And I'll say this again. It is your job, no matter the beliefs. It doesn't mean, okay, the beliefs of the people in the country should hurt how their economic and immigration system works. That's just completely like false and idiotic to say. All right.
I
And
wasn't
then
saying
second
that.
thing is it benefits American citizens, the blue collar work, right? Here's the economic statistics that you're missing on this, right? When you stop this influx of immigration, right? 1.17 million per year, right? When you stop this immigration, legal or illegal, right? What it's gonna do, it's gonna create a tightening in the labor market, right? When you create this tightening in the labor market, what it does is it increases wages, right? And not only that, but it can also decrease the and also it can also decrease property prices. Like it can decrease home inflation, right? So it's just evidently shown that it benefits the citizens here in the United States. So you can't convince me that because of somebody's political beliefs that we should prioritize
That
foreigners
wasn't what I
over
was
them.
saying. I mean,
They
no,
should
you're saying foreigners, but if they come here legally to the U.S., they would be a U.S. They're American.
try.
And I mean, I think
You're
most.
acting like
Hold on, I think most of them already do take the test, so then they become American citizens. I think that's very common. That people who come here legally, then they eventually become citizens, and you're like, oh well, yeah, they're not really citizens, like that's just stupid to say.
I
And what do
think
you
you're
want to
mis-
do? You
so
just
I
want to
think you're
stop?
hold
Fine,
on.
sure.
You're misinterpreting my view
I'm
intentionally.
not. That's
Right?
exactly what you're saying. We should
No,
stop
no,
immigration. We should stop
you're
immigration.
misinterpreting. You're acting like I want to deport people who have already legally immigrated here. I don't. You're just
Guys, oh,
confusing my
I
argument
never brought
intentionally.
up deportation. That's never what
So
I never said that.
it's different than an
When did I
immigration.
wait, when did I say deportation? I never said that. I said immigration hold. When did I talk about deportations?
I'll tell you exactly when you inferred it. Right?
Oh yeah,
You
I've heard this. I
said,
never said it. W.
yeah. So you said that we should that those people will come here and be American citizens. But if they're not immigrating here, if we cut off immigration, they're not immigrating here, right? Then they're not American citizens, right? They're a foreigner, right? So you can't convince me that we should prioritize foreigners over
I'm
American
not saying that.
citizens.
When did I say over? I think they should be equally valued. If they came in the country, they waited 10, 15 years. I think we should equally value them. And you're saying
Well,
foreigners. Why are you saying foreigners? They came in the country. Then let's say they take an American citizen test. They're now an American citizen. Are they still a foreigner to you? And they waited what 10, 15 years? They went the right way. That I think the modern conservative movement would be telling them to do. Are they still foreigners to you, or are they American citizens? What are they?
yeah, again, so you're confusing what I'm
I mean, we're
saying.
not answering
I'll
my
repeat
question.
it.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
No, no, hold on. I never
hold
said
on.
we
No,
should prioritize. Hold on,
you're
hold on,
confusing
hold
what
on.
I'm saying
Shh,
again.
hold on.
You're
I never
confusing what I'm
said.
saying.
I never said we should
Okay,
put
keep going.
prioritize them over. I'm trying to finish my point, but you cut me off. I never said that we should prioritize them over American citizens. I said that we should give them the equal treatment of American citizens, as we should give the equal treatment to anyone who's in here legally.
Right. So okay, hold on. So anybody who has already immigrated here, right, should be treated as American citizens, right?
No,
When
that's,
you
if they become an American citizen, they should be treated as an American citizen, no matter how
yeah,
they got
right.
here.
Yeah, so they should be treated equally, right?
Sure,
That's
yeah,
exactly what it
yeah,
says,
absolutely.
right? But somebody who hasn't immigrated here yet, what are they?
They haven't
They
immigrated here,
haven't
so like
immigrated.
someone in
They
like
haven't started the immigration process.
they haven't even, so they just be another citizen's another country citizen.
Yeah, they'd be a foreigner. right?
So how am I
So
prioritizing
what I'm
someone in
so what I'm
Germany?
making
How
the
am I
argument.
prioritizing someone in Germany over an American citizen if they
So
haven't
hold
even
on,
started the
stop. Don't cut me
process?
off.
Oh my
Don't cut
gosh.
me off. Don't cut me off.
Well, no, I'm
What I'm
asking a
making
follow up
the
about your statement. But okay.
hold on. Don't cut me off. So we should prioritize American citizens over foreigners, right? There's just no doubt. Somebody who hasn't immigrated here does not serve a higher priority than somebody who's American citizen. We know
Can I ask
that
a
an
question?
immigration moratorium
Can I ask a
will
question?
benefit U.S.
Can I ask
citizens.
a question?
Okay,
How is
ask
that?
your.
Okay, so let's say there's someone in like Mexico, right? And they haven't even started the process to get here. They're just the average Joe. Let's say like Joe Smith living in Mexico, right? How would I be prioritizing them over an American citizen if they haven't even started the process to get here? How would I be doing that?
Well, because here's the thing: if you want to put them through the immigration process,
That's not what I
they're going to
asked.
the immigration,
You're ducking the question.
right?
I didn't ask that.
That hurts. Then repeat the question.
I said, how am I prioritizing the average person, like the citizen of Mexico, who has no intent in moving to the United States? And you're saying that, oh, he hasn't started the process. You're prioritizing him over the American citizens. I then asked you, how am I doing that? And you're not answering that question.
Well, because you're talking in because I was inferred, or at least the context we're talking about. You might be talking about something totally separate. We're talking about in the context of people who want to immigrate here,
Well,
right?
sure, want to immigrate here hasn't even started it, like the process. So, like, how would I then be prioritizing them still over that?
Well, because here's the thing, right? When you get more immigration, right? When you get more people coming into the country, it hurts American citizens. Bringing in more immigration hurts the blue collar class of our country, right? It doesn't hurt the higher ends of our country, right? But it hurts the blue collar class of our country, the middle class, the lower income class of our country, which make up the majority of our country, right? And when you stop this massive influx of immigration, what do you get? You get benefits for the American citizens, right? Higher wages, right? Usually a decrease on the inflation of houses, right? So in that way, you are prioritizing other people over American citizens
Okay.
when you have immigration.
Because let's
By the way,
say,
we have a minute 17
yeah,
left.
I'll just like give you the scenario. This is probably the last of it, I guess. But let's say I'm in like Canada, right? And I start the process. I wait 10 years. I move to America. I get a house, whatever. I get a job. What class would I now be a part of?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, let's say I'm just like I'm me. I'm living in Canada. I moved to America illegally. What class am I a part of? Am I a part of the middle class? If I'm just at the average job, making what $60,000 a year, what class would I be a part of?
If you come to United States from
Yeah,
Canada,
I'm here legally. I'm not a citizen yet, but I have a job, as I have the right to have a job. How would that directly be hurting the middle class when I am a part of the middle class and I'm taking a middle class job?
well, here's the thing: one person doesn't do it, right? We have 25 seconds left, so I'll respond, and then we'll do our
No, I'm
closing
saying just
statements.
multiple people. Sure. I mean, you're saying they're taking
No,
jobs,
so
but
here's the thing:
whatever. But make more jobs. That's why you need to lower taxes for more small businesses to open up.
so here's the thing, right? When you have one person isn't going to do anything. Right? Oh, by the way, what did you say last? You need to open up more
Yeah,
jobs.
have more jobs, lower taxes, make a 10% flat tax rate so there's more jobs for more people to have, for immigrants to have. So I'm not arguing for illegal immigrants to have jobs. So they need to get out of the country. But immigrants in itself need to get these jobs. They come here legally and you're saying, oh yeah, they don't need a job. Like, what is that? I don't understand that.
First of all, I never said that they. First of all, they will need a job when they come here,
Yeah, but it'll
right?
hurt America, right? If they do that.
Excuse me?
Yeah, so you're fine with them hurting America then because you want them to get a job if they come here.
No, I'm saying that when they come here, they need to get a job, right?
I
Their
agree,
needs.
yeah.
One of their needs is to get a job,
Yeah, right, but that'd be
right?
hurting America under your view.
In large amounts, yes, and I
Yeah, right.
explained
So
that.
if a large amount of people came over here and they got a job, then that would be hurting America, but you're fine with them getting a job. That's interesting.
I never said I was fine with that. I said that First
All
of all,
right.
when I said need,
Is the
first of all,
timer
you're
done?
misinterpreting. Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
But first of all, I'll just finish up this point and then we'll do our closers. First of all, you just misinterpreted what I said completely on purpose, right? I said they need to get a job, as in personally, not for the need of our country, but for the need of themselves. They need to get a job. So your premise, I guess, your hypothetical makes no sense. Yes, immigration in large amounts does hurt the average American, the lower income Americans, right? Which you just completely ignored and didn't respond to. But I'll let here you do your closer and then I'll do mine.
Yeah, I don't think immigration is bad. I think mass immigration might be bad. I think illegal immigration is bad because we don't know who's coming to the country. Sure, give me these stats, but I mean, I think that the people have a right to have a job and move to America. That's what America was built on. Not built on, but like, come here to America, like Ellis Island, have the American dream, start a family. I think it's fantastic that we're such a good country, that people want to move here. And I think that we should give people the right to move here, to have this American dream, to be able to have children, to be able to have a family, to be able to make money, make a good life, escape dictatorship, and things like that. But you would rather have people stay in dictatorship, and you would rather people be like harmed by their government and stuff like that. Because oh my gosh, the middle class is gonna get absolutely wrecked when oh my gosh, wages are gonna go down 10 cents. Like, dude, it makes no sense. It's illogical, and I think JD Vance is way superior on this than Kanye West would.
All right. Yeah, I'll give my closer. First of all, what you said there in your closer makes no sense, right? It's a fact that it does benefit the American citizen. It is your job. It is the job of your government to put the American citizen first, right? And then you're talking about, oh, well, people should be stuck in dictatorships, which I never said, right? I never made no argument about the claim of asylum. We have things like asylum cooperative agreements where we'll send you to a third party country like Canada, the UK. So there's no claim there to be made because we have things like that. It's just retarded. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then second thing is, you talk about the priority of immigrants from other countries, like to go get a job. It benefits our American citizens. And then you're saying like, oh, it's a 10-cent decrease. First of all, that's just obviously not true. If you look at during COVID, right, when we had an extreme tightening in the labor market, right, Taco Bell was offering things like $25 an hour, right? So it really just makes no sense. But I guess on to the next topic.
Sure, yeah.
All right. I think foreign policy was up.
Yeah,
Foreign
this is
policy.
about to just be about Israel and Palestine, literally. So
Something like that. I don't know.
yeah. All right.
Here,
Anyways,
hold on.
I'll go first on this one.
But do you even know my
Yeah.
view?
No, I'll go first and make my view.
But hold on, it's not only about Israel Palestine.
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. I would say I personally can't sit here and defend JD Vance's like view on it, but I would say being pro-Palestine is not good, and just because there are people dying in war, by the way, because that's war, people die in war. It happens, right? It's bad that it happens. That's why war is bad. So if we're gonna sit here and be like pro-Palestine, 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 I love Palestine. People are dying in Palestine. Yes, get Israel to stop bombing them. I agree. I'm not pro-Israel. But, however, you sitting here and being like, okay, yeah, I support Palestine. We're going to stick it to Israel. Yeah, well, guess what? The citizens of Palestine elected a terrorist group for their government. That's really not a safe way to handle things. So, if you want to sit here and defend people electing a terrorist group into the government, you go right ahead. But that's pretty bad.
All right, I'll go. Well, I love how you say it's like,
It's not
oh,
a counter
if you
argument, dude. This isn't a counter argument. This is your opening statement. You get
opening
into
statement.
yeah.
All right, yeah. Well, I'll give my opening statement. First of all, it is a genocide what's going on in Gaza. If you look at it, it's clearly targeted for ethnic cleansing, right? Ben Shapiro even wrote an article about this in 2004. It's clearly targeted. There's other fucked up methods used by the IDF, right, which I go into great detail in. Israel doesn't listen to any of our demands, and like which I can go more in detail into, but I'll save for the debate. And then another thing is, if we're talking about foreign policy here as a whole, right? we have a weak government when it comes to obtaining success in foreign policy, right? We were supposed to get Greenland, and it was supposed to be this golden deal, right? Trump chickened out, along with Rubio, Vance, right? They're gonna make no effort. They're gonna make no effort to obtain Greenland, right? It's just they're gonna follow what Trump does and be bitched by NATO. Which, by the way, there's a ton of economic benefits to obtaining it. But feel free to pick and choose there. And here, hold on. Before you start, I'm starting the 15-minute timer in 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah, the Greenland
Go.
thing's just stupid. I don't think we need Greenland. Um, Not really that deep. We're gonna get a lot of things from Venezuela. We're gonna get a lot of oil from there. That's gonna make gas prices go down, which is amazing. Because gas prices go down for the American people. You should be in favor of that. We got the dictatorship out, and now gas prices go down in America. W on Venezuela. Why do we need Greenland? The argument for having Greenland was stupid. I don't want to sound like a liberal. It was stupid. We don't need it.
Well, hold on. What was your argument?
I don't even have an argument on
First of all, I
Greenland.
agree.
I just don't think we need it. It's really just not
First of
that
all,
serious.
first of all, I agree with you on Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
No doubt there. Why do you think we do not need Greenland?
I mean,
Why
yeah.
do you think
Tell me why we need it.
Oh, I'd be glad to. Right. First of all, do you want me to list like every reason right off
Just
the bat?
make like a brief reason. Brief like reasons.
Brief reasons, like
Brief reason.
every reason.
No, just like tell me like why we need it, like the basic underline of like why we need it.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna just lay everything out on the table here for you. Okay. First of all, Greenland has a bunch of rare earth minerals. Right. These rare earth minerals. Right. There's a huge list. Right. Of a ton of things that are key to jet fuel. The United States has the largest military in the world. Right. There's no doubt. The United States has the largest military in the world, period, right? So when you look at obtaining Greenland, right, we need these things for jet fuel, man. Like these materials are key for like our jet engines, right? So this is key for our military, period, right? And then you look at the economical view of it, right? First off, you have to look at what the Arctic Treaty is, right, or the Arctic powers are, right? Essentially, countries that are like, in the circle of Arctic powers, right? Russia, Norway, Canada. List goes on and on, right? These Arctic powers, whatever you think about climate change, right? But the North Pole is melting, right? Due to climate change, the North Pole's melting, right? It's becoming a more reliable trade route, right? Russia is the largest producers of icebreakers in the world, right? They have the most amount out of any country. Some countries making very few, most countries making none, right? So this land here becoming an Arctic power, right, is key for our economy, for trade, right? And it's also, we have to look at the threat of our rivals out in the world, right? China recently, I think back in 2014 or 2023, I think, I forgot the year, China tried to join the Arctic Powers group and Russia went to them and was like, what do you mean? You're not an Arctic power. You're over 1,000 miles away from the Arctic. And China said, well, we're a near Arctic power. And guess what? We're going to become an Arctic power, right? So if we don't act on Greenland, right, I'm not saying that China's going to go ahead and take Greenland, but China or one of our other rivals out in the world could potentially try to become a near, like an Arctic power, along with Russia, who's already like a rival of ours that we're in constant economic competition with, right? So Greenland is key, right? And we need to take action before somebody else does.
Oh, hold
So
on. Free Zoom meeting will end in 10 minutes. Oh,
well, we have 10 minutes to finish this topic, and then we'll move to another platform, and then we'll just restart the stream.
okay.
So you're 10 minutes, like right now?
Yeah, it's like 9:40 now.
Okay, 9. I'll just 9 minutes and 30 seconds will end.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
Oh,
Oh, my
finished
bad.
speaking.
I thought you were done. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't get the whole point of like why China can't. China comes to Arctic power, so what? We're already neighbors with Russia. I don't know if you knew that or not. Russia's right bias with Alaska. Crazy. Like, in fact, Russia's right bias to the point where they sold Alaska to us because it used to be a part of Russia. Not that deep. I think NATO's saying that, hey, dude, if you take Greenland, we're gonna stop doing this with you. Yeah, that could hurt American businesses. You don't take NATO. Denmark's like, yo, hey, NATO, let's not do this. Or like the UN, just like, okay, we're gonna stop trading with America because they just took Greenland and we told them not to. And there's really no point in taking Greenland. We already got Venezuela. Greenland's just like, whatever. I don't care for it. But I think that's not even a topic to debate since it's not going to happen. I think the real topic to debate here is Israel Palestine. I think you being pro Palestine is crazy because then you'd be supporting a terrorist group. So that's really bad. Nick Fuentes supports a terrorist group. I don't know about Kanye West because Kanye West doesn't make any political statements. He's crazy. But, anyways, you're supporting a terrorist group. Why is that?
All right. Well, first I'm going to respond to what you said about Greenland because it was absolutely ridiculous. First of all, the argument NATO, and then I'll get into Israel and Palestine. The argument NATO made, right, was that we're gonna send troops over to Greenland. Do you know how many troops they sent?
No, I don't know the exact amount.
Guess. Just guess.
50,000.
15.
15,000.
They sent 15. Okay. No, not 15,000. 15.
Oh, 15?
The number 15.
Oh,
right?
okay, yeah.
So the argument NATO was making was, we're going to send 15 troops, right? France sent 15, right? They asked Italy to. Italy said, nah, we're good. Like, honestly, the UK tried to. UK was like, then the UK backed out of it last second. It sounds like the beginning to a joke, right? 15 troops, 15 British troops, 15 French troops, 15 Italian troops get sent to Greenland. So right now there's currently 15, I think there's 15 from Denmark, 15 from France. There's about 30 troops guarding the coast of Greenland, right? So the argument, NATO's going to take action. Is just like completely false, right? And then
never brought up troops. Brought up trade.
Wait,
I brought up trade. I never brought up troops.
Hold on, I'll finish my point, right? And then you brought up trade, right? The idea that it's gonna like terribly hurt our trade, right? It's just completely false. The only one who was able to compete with us in trade for how many months? Like 3 months was China. And China's one of probably the second global superpower after the United States, right? And probably the second largest economy after the United States, right? So the idea that we're gonna sanction you, it's just completely false. We have the largest navy in the world. Right, we're gonna.
What does that have to do with trade?
Hold on. I'm actually gonna. If you stop interrupting me, I'd actually say what I'm.
This is like not explaining my point.
If you'd stop interrupting me, I would actually tell you what I'm about to say.
This is really bad.
Right. Right. So, those things are key to our trade. Right. Us having a monopoly. Right. Us being able to navigate the ocean better than any other country is key to our economy, right? It's key to the entire world economy, right? Our dollar is used in essentially every metric of trade, right? Just undoubtedly, right? And then second thing is, you didn't even respond to my point about the rare earth minerals in Greenland, which is fine. And then we can get into, first of all, we're not an Arctic power right now as it stands, right? However, acquiring Greenland would change that, right? Acquiring Denmark right now is considered a near Arctic power because of Greenland. Or not near Arctic power, an Arctic power because of Greenland. They are a part of this group. The United States is not. So the idea of Alaska, we're an Arctic power is just untrue.
I never said that.
No, that is what you said.
I never said we were an Arctic power. What are you talking about?
You said, so what I said originally was that acquiring Greenland was key to our economy, right? Key to being a part of this Arctic power. It's we already have Alaska, right?
That's not what not in that sense. Oh my gosh, that's bad. So that's not what I said. I said that I was talking about neighboring Russia.
Okay, well, people can rewind the clip.
Yeah, you can. I
People
said
can rewind.
Alaska neighbors Russia, does it not?
It does. Are we an
Right.
Arctic
I
power?
never said America was an Arctic power because that's factually incorrect. What are you talking about?
Right. So then you're okay. So then we still need to become an Arctic
Yeah,
power.
why though?
Did you just not hear what I said
Yeah,
earlier?
why is it so important that we become? You just said that China's an Arctic power. That's bad. You that's doesn't show me how
Because
why we
first of all,
should be
you
on.
didn't listen.
No,
First of all,
hold on. Okay,
hold
look at
on.
that.
I never
Wow.
said.
L. Okay, so I asked you a question and then you asked me another question. That's not good. So
First of all, I said that
I still can't
China
ask my question. Oh my
trying to
goodness,
become.
dude! What? I said. Oh my gosh! All you said is that China's an Arctic power, or they're trying to
I
become one. Russia's an Arctic power. America's not. That's bad. Why is it so bad that we're not an Arctic power?
first of all, your claims about your claims about my claims about China are wrong. First off,
What?
right? I said that China is trying to
Yeah,
become
trying to become. Yeah,
an
my
Arctic
bad. Yeah.
power,
Okay, so yeah, you said that's bad. Why is
right?
it so bad
So
that America's not an Arctic power?
yeah, so that's a problem, right? I'll repeat it, but you obviously didn't listen to what I said
Oh my
earlier.
gosh, dude, what are you talking about?
Because
You said the same
because of
thing.
climate
Like,
because of climate
this is
change,
so bad.
right?
Climate change.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Well, because of climate change, right? Whatever you think, whether it's caused by, whether it's man-made or whether it's just natural, right? It's happening, right? And because of that, the Arctic is beginning to free up, right?
Yeah.
This this trade route
Mm-hmm.
is almost exclusive to Arctic powers,
Mm-hmm.
right? It is key that the United States takes part in this because it is essential to our trade. And then
Mm-hmm.
another economic benefit, which you didn't respond to, if I could drag you back in, is that Greenland has rare earth minerals
Yep.
that we need for our military. We have the largest military in the world, right? And they have the materials needed
Mm-hmm.
for
Yeah.
jets, right?
Uh-huh. So
For
yeah,
jet fighters.
yeah, real
This is
quick.
true.
Quick question. What country is Greenland a part of?
Greenland is part of Denmark.
Yeah, so why are we invading Denmark?
Well, I'm making the argument that we should annex it.
Okay, why are we invading? That's invading Denmark. Why are we invading other countries?
The annexation of it is key, right? For all
You're
the
that
economic
a
benefit.
holy begging the question. You just question begged. So why is it right to invade Denmark? Like we're literally invading another country. Like, and you're saying, guys, that will surely not spark something. Listen, the thing is right now with this is that China and Russia can't beat us on like a one-on-one. But you know who they can beat us with? They can beat us with the UK. They can beat us with France. They can beat us with North Korea. All those countries come against us over Greenland, which I think it might even start World War III tension if you go ahead and take it. That's gonna be really rough.
Yeah,
Nuclear.
I'm sure the 15 French and Denmark soldiers are really gonna
Oh my
start
gosh,
World
dude, it's a holy
War.
like that's not what I'm saying, but again, you choose to say that because
Yeah,
you're being
yeah, the
intellectually
15
dishonest right now.
French guys
Oh
are
yeah,
gonna
absolutely, because of hold on, because of
the
Russia and China.
15
Oh
French
my gosh, am
guys
I gonna be able to speak? Am I gonna be able to speak?
are gonna
Okay,
hold
yeah,
down Greenland.
I'm not gonna listen to you if you don't listen to me because we do. Okay, so you don't think that these other countries, that are a part of NATO, that are saying America don't do it, if like Russia and China and North Korea are like, hey guys, we'll back you on this side, what do you think's gonna happen then? Do you think they're still gonna send 15 soldiers, or is Russia and China or these other countries actually gonna do something about it because they don't like what we're doing? What do you think's gonna happen? Seriously.
First of all, first of all, it's retarded.
Question
Russia and
bag,
China.
question bag, question bag. Wow. Question
First
bag.
of all, Russia and
Oh,
China
this is so bad.
aren't even. First of all,
Ooh.
Russia and China aren't even part of NATO. So
Not
the
what I
idea that
said.
we're gonna have like,
Not what
so
I
the
said.
idea that we're,
Oh, question
so
bag.
the idea that we're gonna have
Oh,
like
this is
this
so bad.
dream journey.
Oh, my free meeting ended. Okay, hold on. That's rough. That was really bad, guys. We're gonna still go with it. Probably gonna get on Discord. That's the move. Did we say the whole time just question bag, question bag? I'm bro, that dude. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So they're actually not a part of NATO. So these other countries, if they back them, they won't. Dude, they won't do it. They won't. Like, what are you talking about? Let me go on Discord. Let me call this dude. Oh wow, that was so bad. That was super duper bad. That was rough. We're gonna go back into it. This is really fun. I've never had this fun in a debate. Probably because this dude's sitting here just saying, well, actually, they won't do anything about it, which is really stupid. This is like actually so stupid. Let me video call this dude. My stuff should be in, and he should be in there, which would be cool. Yo, yo, I can't hear you if you're talking, dude. You gotta fix that mic up. We gotta figure this out. I'm gonna restart the stream, so I'm gonna go when I get all this figured out. I'm gonna go back on stream, so then we can do it. So y'all come back in for the 3 viewers in here because the stream is like on YouTube and we don't get any viewers on YouTube, but I'll be back on. Yeah. So